Hey there folks, my name is Matthew McCloskey, coming to you today with another free songwriting lesson. Today we're taking a look at One Dance by Drake. We're taking a look at the top 3 songwriting tricks that he uses in this song that make it a success. Tricks that you can use to take your own songwriting to the next level. The first thing that we're going to take a look at in this song is its chord progression. We go from B flat minor for 4 beats, D flat major, E flat minor, E flat minor. The things that I like most about this chord progression are its asymmetry. What do I mean by that? When I say asymmetry, I mean that if you split something down the middle, it's not the same on both sides. So if we split this down the middle, which this red line is showing, you can see that we don't see the B flat minor and D flat major down here on this side, and we don't see E flat minor up here on this side. They're different in the terms of chords that Drake is using. One other thing that you can do to keep things differently is the rate at which you change your chords. In this half, Drake is changing chords once every 4 beats, but in this half, he's changing it once every 8 beats. This chord gets twice as much time as these two do up here. Why is asymmetry important? Asymmetry is important because if you don't change things up in your chord progression, in your verses, in your song in general, if things are always the same, your audience will tune that part out. So if your chords are always the same, your audience is going to be like, yeah, I know what this sounds like, I don't really need to pay attention anymore. But Drake knows that, so he switches the chords up, right? He starts by changing once every 4 beats, and then he switches to 8 beats before he changes this one. That keeps the audience engaged because right here, after 4 beats of E flat minor, they're expecting another change and Drake doesn't give it to them. That's what keeps them engaged. That's something you need to be thinking about as you're writing your own music. So let's say that you also really like this chord progression. You want to use it in your music because you know Drake had a successful song with it. But you don't want to use these exact chords because you'd feel like you'd be ripping Drake off, right? How do you put these songs into your own music? You can put them in a different key. How do we put them in a different key? We use the Nashville numbers system. There's a download in the description that you can grab, shows you how to use the Nashville number system to put any progression into any key. I'm going to walk through that now. The first thing that we need to do when moving this to a different key is knowing what key we are already in. I'm going to let you in on it right now. We are in D flat major. That's our number 1. That's the root of the key we're in. So I'm going to put a 1 underneath that. Once we know what key we're in, we can use that to determine what the numbers are for the other chords. So I already know this, but D flat major, that makes E flat minor the minor 2nd, and it makes B flat minor the minor 6th. Well, now that we know what chords we're using, we just need to pick a new key. Let's say that we're writing in C, for example. Well, then in C major, our minor 6 becomes A minor, our 1 becomes C because it's the root of our new scale, and then minor 2 becomes D minor. You now have a brand new chord progression that you can use in your own music that sounds different enough from what Drake is doing in his song, right? It's still the same sort of chords, it's still the same tones, but it's in a different key. That's how you can use this in your own songwriting to take your own music to the next level. Go grab the Nashville number system download in the description. It's helped me a ton in my music, and I know it can do the same for you. The second thing that Drake does in this song that makes it successful is the rhythm. Most pop songs, most Western music, is based on a 4 beats per measure time signature. And most of those songs focus on these beats. They play directly on these beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. You might have heard a drummer play kick, snare. That's a very basic rhythm, and a lot of songs are based on that. The reason Drake's song works so well is he goes against this. So you're going to notice that I've drawn some extra numbers up here on the board. What I've drawn here are 16th notes now. There are 16 of them in each measure, so it's 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. The reason I've drawn these up here is to show you that Drake, in One Dance, plays in between these quarter notes that are normally used in pop music. So I'm going to show you where those accents are. He puts 1 on the 1 right here, he puts 1 on the of 1, and 1 on the and of 2. Then that pattern starts over again. Right here on the 3, we put it on the of 3 and the and of 4. 1, a 2, and 3, a 4, and. The reason this rhythm works so well is because remember, most of the songs on the radio you're going to be hearing are based on 1, 2, 3, 4. Drake looked at the rhythms that everyone else was using and say, okay, I'm not going to use this basic rhythm, I'm going to play in between that rhythm. And when people hear that song on the radio, when they hear something different, their ear leans in because it's different. They haven't heard something like this before, and that makes them want to hear more of it. If you want to take your songwriting to the next level, think about ways you can be different. Think about ways you can mix your rhythm up, because that's huge. Now the third trick that Drake uses in this song to make it fresh and make it a success happens at the end of the chorus. What I've drawn out here is the chorus structure, just so you can know where we are. I need one dance, got a Hennessy in my hand. One more time before I go, higher powers taking a hold on me. This repeats twice, and then right after the last on me, this is about 48 seconds of the way in, the drums drop down for a second. They don't disappear completely, but there's this cymbal hit, and the drums get quiet for a little bit when that female vocal comes back in and goes, baby, I like your style. That, ladies and gentlemen, is called a drop. A drop is a huge tool for dynamics. What do I mean by dynamics? Dynamics are the overall volume, how loud or quiet your song is. To keep things fresh, you have to change that over the course of the song. And the most common way to do that is to start quiet in your verses, build up to your chorus, which is almost always the loudest part of your song, and then drop back down. Sudden changes keep your audience drawn in. Because when something changes suddenly, like let's say you walk into a room and someone goes, "Bah!" That's going to startle you and you're going to pay attention, right? Or if I'm talking to you at this level and then I suddenly bring my voice down here, you're going to lean in and be like, what just happened? Because something changed. Drake understands that, and so he puts a drop here at the end of his chorus to keep his audience engaged. He was up here at this level for most of the chorus, and then when he hits right here, he drops the volume back down. Because if he stayed at this level, eventually you'd just be like, oh yeah, he's still at the same volume, but he knows that. So right here, he drops the volume back down so he can build it back up for the next chorus. If you take nothing else from this lesson, learn how to use a drop. Think about dynamics in your song. It's going to serve you so well. Thanks for checking this free songwriting lesson out today. I hope that what I've explained here has made sense to you. If you have a question about something that I covered that you want to understand further, or if there was something that I didn't cover that you want to understand a little bit better, send me a comment. I read everything that you guys send to me. I'm here to help. I want to make sure that you can take your songwriting to the next level. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel for more videos like this in the future. And if you have ideas about songs that you think are written really well, or artists that you want me to analyze, send me those in the comments section as well. I'll be happy to take a look. And go get that download of the Nashville number system. That's going to help you so much in your songwriting career. It's helped me a ton, and I know it can do the same for you. My name is Matthew McCloskey. Thanks again for checking this lesson out, and I will see you guys next time.